So, what does a president do with their free time? Well, for Barack Obama, it's a lot of reading. Barack Obama's reading list gives us a little glimpse into what goes on in his world beyond the politics, and what's there might surprise you. But first, welcome to my reading corner, where everyone is welcome. Now, Barack Obama needs no introduction, but for those outside of the United States, you may need a reminder that Barack Obama is more than just the man who is married to Michelle Obama. As a Democratic Party member, Barack Obama started as a member of the Illinois Senate. He eventually became the United States president in 2009 to 2017, so he had 2 terms. And most notably, he is the first African American president. I was 9 when Obama was elected, and I remember running downstairs to grab my guinea pigs and just like crying with happiness. I was so excited. I genuinely thought that like racism was over for whatever reason. Anyway, let's dive into the history of Mr. Barack Obama's reading list. So, Obama released his first official recommended summer reading list in 2009, shortly after he started his presidency. And he continued to do this for the remainder of his 2 terms in office, with the exception of 2012 and 2013. We'll give him some grace. He was probably busy with God knows what. But it's something that readers have really enjoyed. It's always very surprising what's on there, at least to me. And after his presidency, he continued this tradition, including television shows that he loves and music. What I find most fascinating about this reading recommendation list is how diverse the books are. Seeing the list and seeing the wide range of authors that he's reading, the wide range of topics that he reads about, it's really fascinating, and I'd encourage you to look through his list and see if there's any that you would consider reading or have read. Of the books on his recommended reading list, I have read Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Between the World and Me, Song of Solomon, The Fire Next Time, Of Mice and Men, The Great Gatsby, Educated, Pachinko, Project Hail Mary, The Vanishing Half, and The School for Good Mothers. I think that was the last one that I've read. Of the books that we have both read, I'll say my favorite are Educated and Pachinko. I'm super curious if he's watching the TV show for Pachinko, because I know it's now on Apple TV. I personally have not, but it is on my to be watched. Now, does he actually read these books? Well, I have no clue. How would I know? You'd have to ask him, and I don't really feel like he'd lie about these things. I will say he's had some sus responses to interviews about the music he listens to on his list. But he could just be like, I like the vibe, I don't know the lyrics type of guy. So we have to give him credit. Now, I will admit that I was a bit of a skeptic when it comes to if he read these books or not. But after doing a little more thinking, I think because the list length differs year to year, it makes more sense to me. If he was recommending 10 books every single year, that I would not believe. But the fact that some years it'll be 6 books that he recommends, and some years it's 8, and sometimes it's 14, like that makes more sense to me and feels more real. And at the end of the day, it has no bearing on me as a United States citizen. It didn't have any bearing on me when he was a president, so it really doesn't matter. And it just reminds us that he is a regular guy at the end of the day, and he can choose to use his leisure time however he likes. Some of the books that I've read, such as The School of Good Mothers, I just can't physically visualize Obama reading that book. Like there's some scandalous scenes, and of course I can imagine him reading these highly political books that are on his list, or I don't know, like the socio-political justice realm books on his list. But the more funny ones, like Project Hail Mary or The Vanishing Half, which is like a drama, I'm just like, how does he sit when he reads? What does he think? Does he talk to Michelle about what he's reading? So regardless whether you believe if Obama reads these books or not, it's a tradition that blends pop culture and politics in a way that we don't often see. And it reminds us that even presidents have time to read, which is very, very encouraging and fascinating. But thank you for joining me in my small corner of the world. And until next time.